All right, I'm gonna do a series of videos. I don't know if this video is going to be the one, or if I'm gonna retake and do this. I've got to, try again. I was 18 years old in 1991. I enlisted in the United States Army National Guard out of Texas. I was going to be attached to the 949th Forward Support Maintenance Battalion out of Las Vegas Trail, Fort Worth, Texas. I think my company was going to be 249th C Company. I was sent away to Fort Dix, New Jersey, 10th of March, 91, for my basic training. I did my basic training. Fort Dix is now, it's a closed base. It doesn't have anything there anymore. It's pretty much gone. During my time in the 8 weeks in Fort Dix, I graduated basic training May 91. And I was a private second class or private E2 for different reasons. For conduct, because you start out E0, E1, E2, E3 is private first class. So I was E2, so I was a ranking private. And that was because I helped recruit 5 people to join the Army, and they give you credit for that. These were friends of mine from Texas. And another reason I had that stripe was for conduct. This was also my involvement with an Explorer Scout unit out of Fort Worth, Texas. From age 14 to 17, I was a member of the Explorer Scouts, or the Eagle Scouts, and it was sponsored by the Army National Guard. Sergeant James C. Glosson sponsored it, and it's just like it's the Boy Scouts of America. But we were a ROTC. We'd become an ROTC. So from 14 to 17, I was wearing camouflage. And we had a rank system. And I ended up, in the 3-year period, achieving the rank of Cadet Major. I commanded the unit as a 17-year-old. At the time of my command as a Cadet Major, Cadet Officer, I had no less than, at the time of my departure from it, 40 to 50 members under my command of cadets. And we all had the ranking system of the United States military. We were required to do everything Reserve Officers Training Corps, ROTC, requires in any high school or college. In my teenage years, I was also a junior volunteer firefighter. Firefighter for Pelican Bay, Briar Fire Department, Spillway Fire Department, and Reno Fire Department. I had various departments I'd served. That's the 4. I had also, at 18, prior to going in the United States Army National Guard, I served roughly 5 months, 6 months as a Briar Fire Department dispatcher. That was before the 911 service had reached out that far in the sticks, in the middle of nowhere in Texas. I was 18, sitting at a desk with a huge base station radio and a telephone, and an SOP manual in front of me on calling out the fire department and the ambulance. I was on 24-hour shifts. And it was my responsibility to answer the phone if there was anybody's life in danger. So if you needed me, if you had choking or heart attack or whatever, because 911 hadn't reached out that far, so it wasn't a service available in 1990 at the time in Briar, Texas. You would be calling me, an 18-year-old sitting behind that desk in a uniform. And I ran 24-hour shifts. You didn't sleep very much. You were 24 on, 48 off. I was a paid volunteer then. And so these were pretty good credits for the United States Army. and so I got a stripe. I was a ranking private. I enlisted during Desert Shield, and upon my enlistment, the colonel at Fort Dix, New Jersey, gave us a speech and said, "You were brave to do what y'all did. We don't know the outcome of Desert Shield." That was before it became Desert Storm. And for this, we were all awarded the National Defense Ribbon and Medal for enlisting during wartime. And they said that normally you only get to wear that after you've completed all your training and good service and good conduct. You can't wear that otherwise. The colonel insisted that we would be wearing that medal as soon as we got our uniforms on, and to go to the base exchange where they sell all these different kinds of medals and citations. In my 201 file in Arperson, Illinois, United States Army Reserve, where they hold millions of records of military personnel, it is in my 201 file. I have a National Defense Ribbon and Medal, so I have it with me now. In my time in basic training, I earned medals for conduct. I saved a drill sergeant's life from 4 privates that wanted to beat her up. It was a female drill sergeant in my 6th week in basic training. Myself and 2 other privates on a firing range in one of the buildings out in the middle of nowhere. She was cornered on her own. Being a ranking private, I then told these other 2 privates that we must defend her with our lives because she represents everything we got in the Army for. She is the Army, everything about her. We have to defend this drill sergeant. So for that, these 4 of the privates were dangerous, and we probably put her in the hospital because they had it in for her. For that, we were awarded citation for this. That's in the 201 file too. I don't remember the medals now because I don't have those medals with me. I don't have my 201 file. I've got my DD Form 214 discharge paperwork. So I don't know. That one I never went out and bought. I don't parade it around. This video is going to cut. I'm leaving these short on purpose so I don't have to waffle on for 2 hours. I've done that and people get bored and cut off halfway through. So I think we'll stop there on that point. I graduated basic training May of '91. As far as I can tell, without incident. There was an incident at Fort Dix, New Jersey involving an alleged alien seen in the area. I only know that through other sources and UFO research. I'm not saying it's connected to me, but the timing was around that time. Pretty much that was it. So we'll cut the video there on that point, and then in the next video I'll take you into AIT, Advanced Individual Training in Maryland.